It's time now for part 7 of the acclaimed documentary series, Great Moments in LDS Film History. We go now to March 27th, 1976 at the LDS Motion Picture Studio behind Food for Less.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm louder than I thought I'd be. I've received word from the top that our quality and content of our films needs to improve, people.
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean by that?
I mean this. Our church films make people too happy. I mean, look at Johnny Lingo. All it did was revive the dowry system. I had to pay 17 bulldogs and a Volkswagen bus for my wife, and she was on clearance.
So what is your point?
I'll tell you what my point is. We need to make our films more realistic, more unpleasant. Life is pain, people. Johnson, tell me something unpleasant that happened in your life recently.
Uncle Ben stopped drinking.
That's happy. I said unpleasant.
Oh, well, my grandma just died.
Genius, brilliant. I love it. We'll use it. I see it now. An ugly, ugly old woman goes...
No, Granny was a handsome woman.
Ugly, ugly old woman goes to her mailbox every day. This mailbox is larger than any human has need for, but despite the size of her gigantic mailbox, she never gets any mail. Until one day the postman delivers a letter, and in her joy to finally get a piece of mail, she dies without having read it.
Beautiful, I love it.
Oh, it gets better. The cruel irony is that the contents of the letter were her children, informing her that they were putting her in a home, a cheap home.
Oh, no.
That's so depressing, I no longer have the will to live.
And my job is done.
I love it. And I like this new direction we're taking, people, depressing people. That was a lot of peoples in one sentence. But I have the perfect idea to go along with this, all right? Children, okay? Everybody loves children, right?
Yes, and then we'd actually be targeting the demographic we're trying to influence.
Yep, democracy's great, whatever. So picture this with me, if you will. A little blonde boy sitting on a school bus. He's going home from school, and this makes him happy. However, he gets up, he stands up, he wants to go to the front of the bus. Why? To tell the bus driver to stop. Why does he want the bus driver to stop? So he can walk off the bus and collapse into the icy arms of death itself.
No. What, you're killing off the kid? That's terrible.
Terrible or brilliant?
My vote's for brilliant.
Second?
Second.
Excellent.
All right.
But why does the kid die?
You never find out. Or better yet, we'll just say it was a lack of attention or something like that, throwing a message.
Yeah, but what does that say? Draw attention to yourself or you're gonna die?
Aren't you doing that right now? Turn away, everyone, turn away, turn away.
Stop the meeting.
Of course, everybody dies. You, me, her, parking attendant Larry, the plan in my office, everyone. You have to realize, people, we are the LDS Motion Picture Studio. Therefore, most people watching our films will be LDS and will know about the resurrection. We can make these movies as depressing as we want with no repercussions. And we'll even give it some artsy title like Dead Little Kid on the Highway or Cypher in the Snow.
Cypher in the Snow, what does that mean?
It doesn't mean anything, that's why it's artsy.
Well, it is a sad story, but at least it's not graphic, like he got hit by a car or anything.
Genius, I love it. We'll use it. I can see it now. Help me here. There's a little boy, another little boy, has a younger sister. She's going to die unless she gets a blood transfusion. He's the only one that can give this transfusion. So he decides to go to the hospital, give his blood, saves the sister's life. At the end of the movie, he's sitting all alone. And then the doctor comes in and he goes, Doctor, when am I going to die? And the doctor's like, ha, 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 ha. A simple blood transfusion won't kill you.
Well, actually, that's quite touching. A little boy donates blood to save his sister's life, even though he thinks it's going to cause his own demise.
Yeah, that is a boring part. Here's where it gets awesome. The family, overjoyed at being reunited, walks outside to go home. A bus falls from the sky, kills them all! Yes! Yes! Yes!
But where does the bus come from?
It falls from a plane, like in all movies.
Yes. Do you not see the vision? Ah, I had another thought.
Okay.
If you'll help me out on this one.
Let's run with it.
There's a blind man. He can't see. He meets an ugly girl.
Ugly girl.
They start dating. It's an eternal story, really. Blind man meets ugly girl, happens every day. So, the blind man decides he's gonna have an operation to get his eyesight back. The ugly girl, she's afraid. She thinks that if he gets his eyesight back, he will not love her because she is ugly.
Ugly.
But he goes and gets the operation anyway. And then he opens his eyes on his hospital bed, sees the beautiful nurse standing in front of him, then turns and says, "There you are, beautiful. Oh. I love you."
I'm hesitant to say this, but that's actually pretty good.
And you haven't even heard the best part yet. They're going to the church to get married when all of a sudden an infected monkey bites both of them and they die.
What?
But what are they infected with?
Well, here you go. The infection,
HIV.
the monkey.
Curious George.